with Sam Colonna after another training with Grzegorz Soszynski. Tell me the difference between the day one, you and him as a trainer, and today.
Well, I want to tell you, I go back with Gregory probably about 5-6 years. You know, I started Gregory at Windy City when I used to train him over there when he first came from Poland, and me and him kind of connected together. That's what makes a good relationship with a boxer, when you can connect, when you know what the guy's thinking and what he's feeling, and he can relate himself to me. That's what makes a good team, when you guys can connect with each other. Because a lot of fighters can't connect with the trainer.
Yeah, they just come to the gym, but there's nothing.
Just go through the motions, and there's nothing there. But he knows what I want from him, and he respects me, and I respect him. And we have a hell of a good relationship. You know, he's a hard worker, and he's the type of fighter that wants to learn. You know, and the more you give him, the more he dishes out. So I love working with a guy like that, that's willing to work hard and willing to give you that little extra. And that's what Gregory does. He always gives you a little extra.
He didn't fight for a year. It is some kind of concern for you, especially for him. You know, the fights in Europe, you fight differently than the Europe you fight right here. So any concerns you have, or you kind of,
you know, there's always that concern when a fighter is inactive for such a long time, you know. And but sometimes a good layoff will do a fighter good. You know, if he was in a couple hard fights, you know, maybe a layoff would do him good. But you know, with Gregory, he got in shape really quick. So that means he must have been doing something, even though he was laid off. He must have keep himself in some kind of shape, because he was only 5-6 pounds, maybe 7 pounds overweight. So it's not like he came back at 260 trying to fight at light heavyweight, you know. He was only like 205, 200. So he's almost there now. He's right on target where we want him. He's been getting a lot of sparring, so he's been coming along really good.
He's gonna fight with Reiko Sanders, a guy who loves to fight, who's a tough guy with a good character. How do you see this fight going? I mean, obviously you are in Greg's corner, but
you know, the Sanders is a very crafty, very experienced fighter. And that's one thing I won't do, is take this Sanders lightly, because I know he comes to fight, and he's been in there with some very talented fighters. In fact, I've had a fighter that fought him, so I know what we're getting into.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Cedric Agnew. Yeah. You know, we fought him in a 10-round fight, and it wasn't an easy fight.
So we're just looking for another development from Greg, but he's on the right track to be ready for the March fight.
You know, he's right on target. He's right where I want him. He's been working hard, very focused, and he takes this very serious. You know, he just doesn't train here. He does other stuff besides here. So I know that we're going to come prepared.